right, so if we start working on bookings, when we do the booking activity, we're going to be sadly disappointed. So we really need to start working on bookings the moment the people arrive. So if you've been around for a long time, this is a training that I call Timeline to a Booking. So if you've read it like you were supposed to at New Jeweler Orientation, this is familiar to you. But I think this is really important stuff, okay? When you go to a jewelry show, go early enough to be completely set up 15 minutes before the start time so that you can quickly be the one to answer the door. So I race the hostess to get to the door, okay? Because I want to be the one. And I put my hand out and I say, "Hi, I'm Julie, the jewelry lady," okay? And I bring her in and I shake her hand. I look her in the eye. I always say that because she's going to get to the door and see me and think, I am not in the right place. This is not Susie's house. So I always, I announce who I am. And then I have something that I say to her. I do an on-time drawing, so I give everybody a ticket. They're supposed to arrive with a ticket, so I will say, "Do you have your ticket?" "Oh, no, I don't. Don't worry, I have one. I'm holding tickets," okay? I also like to do name tags. I cannot remember people's names. You all know that about me. So I will ask them their name, I'll ask them how to spell their name, and in the process, that'll help me learn their name. If you are great at knowing names, ask their name and then memorize it. But this is something that I do that gives me a way to talk to her. So we're conversing, okay? I'm then going to lead her in, I'm going to tell her where the hostess is, and I'm going to tell her, but you know what, the jewelry's in the dining room, go put some on. I want you to take it for a test drive, okay? I want you to take it for a test drive. Have little things that you say all the time to every person. Okay? So come on in, put the jewelry on, leave it on, take it for a test drive. Get in the mood, I also say. We're going to get in the mood. And they usually giggle. Thank God it's not one of those other kind of parties, right? Okay. So we're going to come on in, we're going to try the jewelry on. I'm going to greet every person that way. Now why this is so good is that every single person I need to give a name tag. Every single person, I need to know if they have a ticket, and I tell them to put the ticket in a bag that is on the jewelry table. All of these things are important details in the whole big process of the jewelry show. I need a reason to greet each one of them. Now, you could, if you're like, well, I don't want to do name tags, and I don't want to do an on-time drawing, don't take my advice, that's fine. But you can come up with something different, which might be counting their jewelry and giving them a Diva dollar or a ticket for each piece of jewelry they arrive with. It is something that you must do with each person to make sure you're touching base with each person. Do you get that? That is the point. So we're going to do that. Then the on-time drawing starts us on time. It's always 10 minutes after the hour. And I say, you can't win if your butt's not in the seat. Now, one thing you could compare and notice between Lindsay and I is we're cracking jokes. We're being comfortable. We're getting familial with these people, I'll hunt you down. Okay, that is a comfortable kind of a statement, when you're all nervous, I hope you have a show. When we say, take it for a test drive, that's comfortable. Get your butt in a seat or you don't win the drawing. I am in control of the situation, okay? Those little comments prove my authority, but in a fun way. I said sit down is not appropriate. Occasionally, not appropriate. You might want to do that, not appropriate. But ladies, if your butt's not in a seat, you can't win the prize. Oh, she said her butt has to be in the seat. You're just creating some fun. So then we do the on-time drawing, and then you're going to roll into your show. Okay, you're going to thank your hostess, make a big deal about her, and then you're going to roll into your show. Whether it is the purse game, because boom, 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 you're comfortable with it, and then you add those little things when you get to the jewelry segment, or you're really comfortable, you're an established jewelry lady, and you know to go over the Golden Guarantee and to mention about Premier, and you have triggers in your show that remind you to mention the Golden Guarantee. Like for me, it's always when I get to a watch. When I hit the watch on my arm, that reminds me Golden Guarantee. So you create like triggers for yourself to remind you of the things that you want to talk about. And sort of more down the road when you're a brand new jeweler, stick to that little flip chart. It's your, it's your comfort zone. But we're gonna do the jewelry. While we're doing the I'm sorry. What was your name? That's important because we need to use people's names. That's why the name tag is important. So for me to go, so you, pretty, but you go, Jonna. Okay, see, I'm making a connection with her. So you want them to feel, you want to pretend that you are the hostess. You are the jewelry lady, but you are not a guest in the home. When you arrive, you are the hostess. So you're going to greet. You're going to take coats. You're going to make them feel comfortable. You're going to make sure they've got everything they need. You're going to make sure they're sitting. They're having fun. You're going to call them by name. Do you see what I'm doing? Don't be a visitor in the home at this jewelry show. Do not just do your thing, then go to the table, protect your jewelry, check them out, pack up, and leave. You need to be part of it. You know, if it's a sorority, you are now part of the sorority. If it is a church group, you are part of the church group. If it is neighbors, you are part of the neighborhood. So what you want to do is during the show, use their names. Giggle with them a little bit. Occasionally, I know Lindsay's passing a lot of stuff. I've learned that if I pass, I lose them. So if you do that and you lose them, don't pass. If you're an introvert, she is not an introvert. If you are an introvert, which means that you are more of a quiet person, this is you yelling. Okay, you don't want to pass. Lindsay can go, hey, and everybody's like, what? You got to have that kind of personality. Passing will cause talking. So you decide how you want to handle that and what you want to do. But by passing, you kind of mix it up. You're connecting with them. They'll love it. The passing those out, getting everybody excited, prizes in the middle, whatever it is, those kind of things, we're bringing the fun. And remember, there are 3 reasons why women book. This is important. You need to know the psyche of why women book. The first reason women all book is because they love the jewelry. They love more than they can buy. The love of the jewelry. So if you do not make them fall in love with the jewelry, you have not done your job to get a booking. So you got to really sell it, and I'm going to show you how I do that. The second reason that they book a show is that they love fun. So this is a much smaller percentage, much smaller. The majority of people, you can stand up there and go like this. The jewelry has 5 concepts. The first concept is building a jewelry wardrobe. There's going to be somebody in the audience who's like, free jewelry? Sign me up. She doesn't know that there's 50 million other jewelry ladies out there that might bring the fun. She just thinks, oh, I could get some free jewelry. You know it's true because there are women out there like that are booking shows. They're just going to book because they want the jewelry. So that is the biggest group. The second one is the fun. So you have those women that are like, I don't even know why I'm here. Why did I even come? I don't even want to be here. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. I'm going to book a show. Okay, just like, I didn't even plan to spend any money. I'm going to spend $100. I'm going to book a show. Let me see that video. I mean, she had fun. She enjoyed it. So that's why having credibility, playing a game, having prizes, getting them laughing with the purse game, and they're pulling out panties, and they're, whatever they're doing that's crazy and giggling, they're bringing the fun. Somebody's going to book a show that loves fun because it was a good time. The last reason...
Real quick, one thing that I do when I have somebody come up for jewelry Jenga, when they get up there, I'll say, okay, strike your best Vanna pose. And I'll just say, no, that has nothing to do with jewelry. We just all need a little laugh. And they laugh because they do it. They're like...
And if you don't know what jewelry Jenga is, it's on my website. We did it all the time, a long time ago, so it's in all our videos. But it's stacking up the jewelry in a straight line, and then she has to pull out a special marked box. It could be wrapped in wrapping paper. It has stars around it or stickers on the outside so she can see. She has to pull it out without dropping any of the boxes, and if she does, she gets a prize. So the best way is to lean it and then pull it out, or take it, that section, lift it up, over, down, up, over, on top, put your hand down here, and then you take it out. So there's lots of fun ways to do it, but it just makes everybody laugh when all the boxes fall all over the place. And then you give her diva dollars for just being a good sport and trying, and hopefully she'll win the most diva dollars because you can give her as many as you want. So it's really fun. But that is a simple way to bring the fun, that they're going to laugh. You got to be willing to laugh at yourself. If you do jewelry Jenga and she drops them all and you're like, oh, I'm so sorry that you didn't win. Are you emotionally okay? And it's not funny. Okay, you gotta be like, ha ha ha. Yeah.
You could see that the women that you actually bring out for the, whatever you stocking boxes, or they book show.
Right.
Because they're holding all of them.
That's right.
And that's when they go, oh, yeah.
Right.
Because I asked them,
Exactly.
when you like that to come to your door?
Yes.
And they're always like,
That's why. That's right. That's
I
right.
ask them how many items they have on their love it list, and the person who has the most items comes up.
That's who comes up because this is the way she's gonna get it. That's exactly
and they
right.
do, when they see it all on them, or if they are holding it, they kind of like get their face like in awe.
Mhm. And that's why you have to be thinking about bookings through your whole show. I mean, we're not selling jewelry. People are going to buy jewelry. We're selling having a future show. So we've got to convince her through the 5 concepts. This is why I do the 5 concepts. Because, and I'm going to demonstrate them. But if you do the 5 concepts, she needs the first choice necklace and a pendant to change. Because what's the point? You don't have to change. And then you got to frame it. But you got to have those jewelry earrings, and you need to have the starlet bracelet, and before you know it, your list is way too long. And so if you're teaching those concepts of how everything goes together, like geranimals, you need them all. Okay? If you don't have them all, you're in trouble. And the only way you're going to get them all is if you have a show. So,
Oh, come on.
oh, shush now.
Oh, you're right, it's
Geranimals, sorry. I'm setting
She doesn't
off.
know that either.
This is-
I don't know.
So when we were little, we had clothes that had a little alligator on the pants, and then had a little alligator on the top, and that's how we knew they matched.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So number 1, they love the jewelry too much, right? There's more on their love it list. Number 2 is that they love the fun, and number 3 is that they love you. Now, don't turn this around to the opposite and say, well, since I can't book any shows, I must be awful, they don't love me. No, that's not how it works. This is to get those extra bookings. They love you. So there's going to be women in the audience that you connect with. I'm a teacher, you're a teacher. I'm a stay-at-home mom, you're a stay-at-home mom. You're a physical therapist, I'm a physical therapist. You came from New Jersey, I'm from New Jersey. You were just so fun. They're going to make like a connection with you. So you've got to make sure you're being personable and you're sharing about yourself. So that's why doing the Love It bag, doing the Love It sponsoring activity, where you're telling about yourself is so critical. And that's why we usually have a picture of our family in there so they can feel like they're our friends. We have something funny, we have money, we have something sentimental, and then we have 2 other things that usually have to do with money or dreams or something. But this is a way, you think this is a sponsoring activity, and it is, but it's a booking activity too, because the more they get to know you in a fun, upbeat way, I have some really bad news, everybody, my husband just lost his job, and they don't want that, remember the fun factor, but you want things in here that they're going to get to know you a little bit, like Lindsay could say something like, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm pregnant, and then they'd all laugh, something about them, something about yourself, share, but that's what this is so important, and if you make them laugh, and you make them kind of connect to you a little bit, and see why you're doing what you're doing, they're more likely to want to help you to keep your business going. So this is part of They Love You. This is where you share the you. So if your sponsoring activity is just big money, you don't have that opportunity to show a little bit about you. So that's why this is so helpful.
Do you do big money too? Or do you
No.
just do Love It?
I just do that, and I pull out $500. I'll show you guys. I can show you. But I do $500. I made it my first show, and then on average, I make $300 to $500 every time I do a home show. So money, actual money, you want in here,
Right.
money. Okay. But that's why big money is great, and if it's working for you, and you're sponsoring. I know you guys don't know what big money is, but we'll talk about it. You want to do that. You want to you never ever want to change anything that's working. That's just foolishness. If you have a booking activity or you don't do a booking activity and you're getting 2 or 3 bookings at every show, do not change it. Just because somebody stands up here and tells you a good idea, you don't change something that works. If you want more bookings, if you want more fun. That's when you look out for things you want to change. Okay, so we talked about the 3 reasons people book, the 3 reasons they don't book, and this is just as important to know. The number 1 reason that women don't book is fear. And when you finally understand that, your whole perception of how you look at them when they come to checkout changes. So they didn't take an envelope, and they even made a funny face, and they were like, I'm not booking a show. And you start thinking, well, why is she not booking? You know, is it because she doesn't like me? It's that number 3, I know. No. You didn't really give her a chance to not like you, okay? Why isn't she doing it? The most likely reason is fear. She is worried no one will come. That's it. And every woman fears that, okay? Even the one with all the friends. I think I'm popular. I have lots of Facebook friends. But what if I do this and nobody comes, and then the couple that do come will see that no one else came, and then my whole persona of myself thinking I'm liked will come crashing down. Not fun. So, there are women on various levels of that fear. When you're talking to her, try to feel her out if that's it. So you want to say something like, hey, listen, don't worry about, if you're thinking big show like this, don't, because I'm just trying to get a whole bunch of shows in March. So if you could do one in March and just have like 1 or 2 people, girlfriend, that would be awesome. In fact, what if we don't even do a nighttime show? What if we just do something in the daytime for some of those moms that are stay-at-home moms? So it'll just be a much smaller crowd. I love that. What do you think? So if she's already said no to you, take her down to something really, really simple. Once she agrees to something really, really simple, we can try to build her up a little bit. But let's start with something really simple. The second reason that they don't book is their house. Now, house encompasses, I need a new couch. My carpet is stained. Raquel can go, I'll clean your house. Don't worry about it. She's my cleaning lady. It also encompasses husbands, crazy children, big dogs, no parking. I live in it, my house is too small. Anything that encompasses the house, that's the next big category. So we got to try to feel her out. We got to give her options. I'd love to do something at the office. I would love to do something on your lunch break. I would love to just meet at Eaton Park. Hey, did you know I do jewelry shows at my house? Why don't we get 2 of you together? We'll do it at Donna's house, but you can cook. You want to kind of think, try to feel out listen, be a listener, ask a couple questions at checkout. So Robin, why, girlfriend, are you not going to book a show? I thought for sure that you had so much fun. I thought it was a done deal. I just really want to know, what's your reason, girlfriend?
My husband said he'd shoot me if I hadn't had one.
Oh, I love those husbands. I understand that. I certainly want you alive. What if we did something like with a sister or a neighbor or maybe a Panera or my house? Does any of that see? And then I just start the conversation. It starts with a question. Here is a trick. Here's a challenge for you. For your next 3 home shows, every order form, after you give the hostess the paper, tear that pink sheet off, when you're left with the white sheet, in the notes area, I want you to write, for the next 3 shows, on every single order form, the reason they didn't book. Either that they booked, you put the date, or the reason they didn't book. So you could literally say, I could say, Robin, I know you don't want to book, and I think I know your reason. You're, whatever you say, you're 85 years old, you're going to have some of us, it's really obvious they're not going to do a show.
My 90, I think she's 93 time that show.
See, there you go. Don't judge.
Ever judge, no.
But, when maybe she's told you already, okay? Say, I promise.
People will walk in and be like, I'm not booking a show.
Right, I know, exactly. Say, I know you already told me you're not booking a show, but I'm doing a challenge, so just bear with me. I need to write down a reason why you don't want to do a show. So, you know what I mean? Just literally tell them. Force yourself to get in the habit. Because what you should be able to do is be able to walk away, look at your order forms, call your mom and Premier, and walk through all the people and say why they didn't book. Because if you can't do that, you didn't sufficiently ask them. And I'm saying that because you will be surprised at the next 3 shows how many people you do not sufficiently ask. You're gonna shock yourself. You're gonna think, Because I'm the same way. I'm surely I sufficiently asked. But then when I stop and ask myself, well, why didn't she book a show? I don't really know.
Sometimes you lose control. It gets very confusing. You know what I mean? And you're trying to focus on one person and somebody's in a hurry, oh, I have to leave. You know what I mean? And I think you get interrupted more than you realize.
And make this right. And make this a priority. We want to learn from it. Because you need to take that information and call your mom and Premier or call me and say, Julie, I just want to go over my last show with you. Do you have any ideas? What would you have said to this one lady? You're not going to change what happened, but you're going to change going forward your next show. Does that make sense? Because if you don't practice how to overcome these objections, you can't overcome them. How many of you have children? I mean, actual children. Okay. I mean, not premier children. Not premier children. Actual children. Born of your flesh. With those children, my kids are 12. I spend a lot of time in the car driving, going through scenarios with them. You know, if you're in this situation, what are you going to do, right? I mean, we've certainly all gone over when there's a fire, we don't find a dog. You know, right? Right? Okay, if we don't go over those scenarios with them, when they're faced with it, they don't know what to say. If we go over those scenarios, when somebody asks you to smoke a cigarette, this is why you say no. This is how you can say no. This is how you get out of the situation. Because if we go over it with them and, you know, we role play, say it back to me, they're going to be more confident. Why do you think it's any different for you? This is your job. This is important to you. Role play it. We have those objection cards on my website under the files. Pull those out. While you're watching TV, go over those objections. You've got to be able to know what the objections are. Okay, so we've got fear, we've got house, and then we've got time. All right, so the other big thing is time. She doesn't have time. And, you know, you're going to get that, especially right now, that number 2 and number 3 with the weather. You know, I've had that issue with, you know, snow, my driveway, you know, oh, it would have worked, but now I can't, now we're going on, and blah, blah, blah. You've got to be creative there. Again, I want so badly to do more office shows. Girls, if you have any availability during the day, this is a whole new world, and I'm trying to figure out how to get better into it. But to go and meet these ladies on their lunch, even if it's your lunch, I mean, you've got 30 minutes, that's it. That's all they've got. They're going to leave. You get in there, you do your little presentation, and then you let that woman, the hostess, gather up the orders later. You don't even take the orders. It's just making it a home show, getting them excited. I just did that 30-minute, $700 show. It's amazing. So it's basically a catalog show. She's going to be, you know, gathering the orders later, but now they know what they want. They're excited about it, and I booked a show. Okay, 30 minutes. You can meet people at Eaton Park. So how can we do more of this? You have a play group, can I come? You have a Bible study, can I come? You have a women's group, can I come? Can I come, can I come? Can I come to work? We need to do more of that because women are busy. Our business is beginning to change, okay?